Welcome to the Dutchman's Wood Shack, where everything can go wrong will go wrong. Anyway, let me see about my settings here. Let's see. Do I have? Okay, so we got something going there. Hey, what's going on? Poker. Welcome to the Dutchman's Wood Shack. I don't know how long my what I'm doing today is I'm back. Okay, what I'm doing today is I'm basically I'm doing some light stuff now. Most of you don't know this, but I had hip surgery 6 weeks ago. Today or yesterday was the 6 week mark, and I got the okay from my doctor to start doing my normal routine. Well, with I have to be careful, but I can do things a little bit different now. I posted something about doing something. I wasn't supposed to bend more than 90 degrees, which means this way. I wasn't supposed to pick up anything from the ground. I wasn't supposed to do a lot of stuff and heavy weights. But now I could do a little bit more of my routine, all in moderation, of course. I got physical therapy tomorrow. I got it like 3 times a week. So we'll see how that goes. I still have stiffness on the top of my foot, a little numb tingling, but other than that, I'm good. I did manage to do some turning though. Um, I had the chance to turn this. I'm gonna start turning some other stuff and making some furniture. So I'm back in the saddle again, as I would say. And now, for those of you that have me on Facebook, I'm not going to be on Facebook anymore. I'm tired of they basically locked me out of my own account. I did manage to figure out how to get back into it, but they kept saying I was posting bad stuff on there. It just happened in the last week or so, or last 8 to 9 days. What I would do is I'd go to some of my train accounts because I have a train channel too. If any of you don't know this, I have Jeff's Trains. It's Jeff's Train World, HON and O Gauge channel, and I'm on there a lot too. So that's what I've been working on the most lately. Since I had to have light duty, that's what I've been working on. But they docked me because they said I made a harassment comment. And I'm like laughing, but I said no. I don't know where they got that idea, but it wasn't me. See, somebody got into my old account, which by the way I can't get into myself, but somebody else obviously got in there and used my name to do some nasty stuff. No, it wasn't me, but Facebook's algorithms, because they're reading up Jeff Walsma, told them that's what was going on. So they cut me off. Well, my name isn't Jeff Walsma on there, it's Jeff Wahlburgers. I did that on purpose because I get tired of getting that other guy's stuff. So, anyway, to make a long story longer, I worked my way out of it, but I complained to Facebook. I did my best, and they did not help me whatsoever. So I'm at this point right now with Facebook. Screw it. I don't know. I mean, I'm on it because other people are on it, but honestly, it's a waste of friggin' time. I'd rather be on here or some other channel. So it makes me angry because I'm not doing anything. Now, this all started up when Trump took office. So, again, if somebody doesn't tell me that something isn't going on with the political aspect of things, they're full of crap, because now I really believe it. It's not a conspiracy theory anymore. So, anyway, hey, what's going on there? Small. Oh, and then Poker, how you guys doing? Yeah, I could get my. Let's see. I'm trying to get this thing set to where it'll stay. Oh, yeah, there we go. Maybe it'll stay there. I don't know. Everything's kind of working wonky right now. Okay, so anyway, I started a couple projects before my issue. Now here was one of them. So no, I turned it deep enough, but see this? That's a hazard and a half. So I'm not going to finish it. I mean, I probably could do some work on it, glue it or something, but I don't dare put it back on the lathe because it may just take off and fly. Besides, I'm still not through with this. So, and the reason I bring this up is if you're ever turning on a lathe, do not, when it gets like that, do not go too far. Don't even try it, because this wood is fractured pretty much all the way through here and down into here. This happened to be a piece of pear wood that I had off my tree that I cut up last year, and it dried out for some reason. No matter what I did to it, it just cracked. And all the wood I got like this, it's all cracked. So basically, it's firewood. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Facebook is weird. Okay, so and the problem is there's a lot of things tied to Facebook, and it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts because guess what? It affects everything we do. I mean, if you want to keep up with your friends, you're good. I mean, but I was going to do tool time today. I don't know. I've been spending all day working on stuff, and then I've got that over there. Okay, so for all you people out there that don't know what else I'm doing, this is kind of what I've been doing since I had my injury, or since my surgery. I was able to come in here and work on this stuff. I've been doing models. Over there in the corner, I have a bunch of models that I put together. This here is it's going to be a Ferris wheel in the back. It'll operate. There's lights and stuff that go in here. That turns. These two other ones don't, but this will be grass. I put some old plaster of Paris in there. It all cracked on me, but that's okay because that'll all get filled in anyway. It won't make any difference. But yeah, so, and I don't know what I'm going to do in the background yet. My idea was, since I've got train up here at the top, my idea was right here is to run this track over that way. And so I'm going to build more of a mountain here, jutting out, and then it will have a trestle going across the top of it. Now I'm going to make the trestle myself, but the idea was I would just go up to a certain point and stop, and I don't know yet. I might just leave it that way, and I don't get. But I've been doing some landscaping, a lot of building, working on models. And okay, so the story is behind this. This is part of woodworking. I built this 20 years ago, this frame, and I've been working on and off of this for pretty much almost 20 years. But the bulk of it was put in like 5, 6 years ago. I didn't have any of this stuff here. I only had that section done over here and this. And I just kind of haphazardly put everything together. And this is the way it's going to be. Well, they've changed. Since I have Engage, they don't have a lot of stuff anymore. So what I've been doing is working on this and scavenging as much stuff as I can get. Now, back in the corner back there is going to be all forest stuff. It's going to be all trees, and it was forestry oriented. And there is a working lookout tower back in the corner there. It's got light in it. The firehouse has a light in it, and the castle has light in it. But what I need to do is light up a couple more up there, and then we're good. Down here, I'll probably only have a couple because I want to do over here. I want to do more lights. I've got street lights. I've got a whole bunch of stuff. And my problem is now I'm focusing on the city side. But here's what happened: over the 20 years, I started putting models together and never finished them because of one thing or another. Work. When I was doing construction work, when I was building houses, I'd only do this stuff on downtime, which was not very often. And when I did it, I spent a lot of time on it, but then I dropped everything and forgot where everything was at. So now I'm in search of, there's 2 models I got to build, and there's 5 boxes I'm going through trying to find parts. And it's like, but I'm working on the electrical. I've got like 5 things I've got going on at the same time. The electrical that goes to this stuff, I have 2 different controllers. One is for the top, the other 2 for the opposing loops. Now, here's where it gets tricky. When I start doing turnouts and the roundhouse or the half roundhouse, I got to have different switches. They're all the lines will be charged, but when I go to back engines into the roundhouse, I have to switch them all off but one. So that means I need all these other blocks, kind of like what I have over there on the side over here. But it gets complicated. Now I have a book on all this, and it's really kind of like that kind of lost my touch. So anyway, that's my toy for now. But here's the big one. All right, so I will be turning this. Now this is a piece of coal wood. And to deal with this, what I got to do with it, I've already marked it center. I got to take a nail punch it here and here in the back, and then cut the corners off. But what I usually do first is once I punch this dead center, I'm going to take my compass and draw a circle on it. And the reason I do the compass and the circle bit is because that's going to be or as close as I can to my outside perimeter. Now, I'll probably do it on this side because I'm looking at trying to make this the bottom because of all the, And so, and again, you look at this piece and you go, okay, how does it look? How many fractures are in it? And there are a little bit of fractures right here. So that's, right, see them? So that's one thing you want to be aware of. All the way around, though, it's pretty much okay. There's very hairline fractures there. There's nothing. There's one right here. That's about it. So this square piece of wood is okay. All right. So when you look at pieces of wood, I could show you pieces around here I got that just split, and And I sealed them. I put them in a kiln. I've done all this stuff, and for some reason, unless you just turn them right away, they they go. So what I'm going to do now is, if I can get it, I'll show you. And I'm going to punch it out. I'm going to punch it out. Okay, so I'm way behind in my projects too. Now, I plan on making another table, but don't know if I could sell it. I got an art show coming up next month in Batavia, and I'm like, okay, I don't know. Okay, so now what you want to do is go like this. And this will tell you if you're center or not. So I'm a little off. Not much though. That'll work. Now the other side might not. And this is where sometimes in order to level it out, you might have to take and adjust it. Well, that's pretty close. Because it's going to wobble. Now this is going to be the bottom, and this will be the top. All right, so now what I got to do with this is disconnect this, because I won't be using it. I don't want to make too much dust because I got that thing drying out there. It's still pretty cold out there, so. See, what I just did, I used to have to not do that anymore, but I kind of cheated sometimes. Okay, so now what you do is you go and you cut it on the radial arm, not the radial arm, the miter saw, and you cut the corners off, right? So the reason you cut the corners off is so it doesn't chip. Now, you want it to be kind of a square, round thing. You could just cut the very end of it off. So what you could do is go like this. Say I wanted to save it. I might do it with this too. I just go like this. See, this corner is like that. This corner. And this corner the same way. See, my bandsaw won't work like that. That's the problem. So I could do it that way. It actually looks pretty cool if you do it something like this. I've done several. And since this is the bottom, it might look pretty cool if I could leave part of this on just this color. I don't know if I could save this, but the color of the grain, and this is coal wood, so this will really look good. So with something like this, you want to take it on the saw and just cut the small corners on. Now my bandsaw won't cut this because it's a smaller bandsaw. I wish I had a bigger one. It only cuts up to about here, so I need bigger blades for that. So what I have to do over here is, this thing's a beast too, but you got to be really careful. Really careful. do it this way. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. So what did I do with it? So now, what did I do? I can find my safety glasses. Dude, don't have them. So what I'm gonna do here is I'll just use this. Kind of dorky to be doing this, but now in order to keep it cut the dust down, I use that. You could, if I cut this right, you could save those corners for glue them together and use them for pin blanks. Yeah, see, I've done this before where I've glued these two pieces together. And it might be just small enough for pin blanks. Yeah, I waste nothing. And my wife will tell you that. I got more crap laying around here I'll never get rid of. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, I always safety first, right? Put that down. And then what I'm going to do is go back in a hole over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, now that I got that set, I'm going to put this, I believe that was the bottom, right? This way. And now we can stick this in here like this. I just rebuilt the inside of this again. Made it painted, but so now this one's a little bit different. Yeah, put that on there. Now I'm going to turn it a little bit, make sure it is a little off. Let's see what happens. But I'm just probably gonna leave it like that because I didn't work on the bottom. Now some people like to use a rough gouger or a bowl gouger. And I do use a rough gouger every once in a while because I like to, I don't use them a lot. Usually I use this when I'm taking bark off. Bark! Oh, I guess everybody left. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing here. Well, that looks better. That looks better. It's not wobbling like it was on that end. It does on this end. But you see how it stalls. You see how it stalls. I'm trying to figure out why it's doing what it's doing. But okay, I'm gonna try and move you guys over here. So when I'm doing this, you see where I'm at? All right. Now, I'm going to start taking this corner off. And the reason I picked this angle is because this is already this way. I'm not worried about losing this piece. I'll probably lose it. It was kind of loose anyway. It's the other thing. Most of the time when you have loose bark, you want to take it off too. Well, I guess I lost you guys. Anyway. Man, that's burning my hand. That sucker hurts. Well, I'm going to use this. I haven't used this one in a while. I'll try this one. I got to sharpen those suckers. Now you see how it's fighting me on that? That's just because I'm doing it because I'm trying to save the corners. It's gonna do that. There isn't too many things you can do about it. But. Oops. Now I took a big chunk here, but I'm going to see if I can get these down to where I want it. I'm not so much worried about this because I could probably take, by the time I take it out, I'm taking this much out anyway, so. Well, the reason why it's stalling is this grabber here keeps spinning. I don't know why it doesn't stick, but it just keeps spinning. It drives me nuts, and I can't get it to stop. Anyway. it's getting there. I did lose the bark, which I expected I would. So well, it's turning out okay. Um, and my ring seems to be pretty even all the way around, so that's what matters. I mean, it's not going to be right here, but you see the color in the wood. You see that? That's the kind of grain I like. That's the look I like. That's the reason why I did it the way I did it. It's hard to find. The one thing about coal wood is it's hard to find a good piece that has the kind of grain that this does. Now, I hand picked this out myself when I went out to Hawaii. I have two places. I go over there in the wintertime and I spend about a month or two and I come back. And I spend time with a couple of guys that turn it. One guy's name is Kelly Dunn. And there's a few places I go on the island that has coal wood. They have Monkey Pod, they have Ohea, and a bunch of other stuff. But this coal wood is hard sometimes to find something with this kind of up and down mosaic type. I call it art, but grain. See, my big thing is I don't like using regular flat wood with grain on it. I mean, you can buy a piece of walnut or whatever, and the grain's going one way. It's just a flat one. It's kind of like this pine here. Oh, I can't take it, but it's I don't know, blasé to me. Now it's getting there. So the only thing bad about coal wood is it's punky on the ends, and that's what you come back with the other sharp tools to finish your finishing tools to get that mess out of there. Now I have a little bit further to go, but it should be okay. Little bit more right there. Not too bad. Now I'm going to use this. Now this one here, people hate it when I use it this way. But so what? Now I have this piece that broke off, all right? So what I did with that is there's grooves on here. They're pretty deep. My tools are a little bit dull. But I use that to smooth it out because I know when I go to sand this, even if there's grooves in it, I can take that back over it again. So this is a piece that broke off. See, and I could do that. And that. And that's what I'll do is I'm going to use my glue and glue that to it. So I'll be done with this for now. And my ring is pretty much right on there. Now, if I wanted to, I could probably just, I don't know if I want to go to that extent. But the one thing I did wrong on this was I didn't round the corner off fast enough, and that's what happens. Oops. So I'm going to come back over here, and by the way, see this is what happens? Put some, I can't do it over there, so I'll just do it over here. Hang on, let me get this off. The one thing I can tell you is that it makes a mess. Okay, so if you ever get a lathe, make sure that you put it in a place where you're not going to worry about it. The problem is and that's the other thing I didn't do before I had my operation is clean up my Powermatic vacuum. The thing is full. So I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. It depends on how brutal they are on me. I got therapy in the morning, so we shall see. So, oh, here's another thing. This is an old coffee creamer. This is an old coffee creamer jar. And I like using these because you put the coffee in, or you put the glue in here, the Type Bond, and you can pour it easier. The other things with those Type Bond things that they have, they're a pain in the butt. The little nozzle on there, shit, man, you can't. They're terrible. So, let's see if I can get this right. Kind of went like that. Right? And this kind of went like that. I feel like I'm putting the jigsaw puzzle together. And I'm not worried about getting stuff all over. It'll clean off. There you go. Yep. Now when I start on this tomorrow, what I'll do is I'm going to do a groove in here. Whenever I through doing this, I'm going to start a groove in here so that I can save this piece, and I won't take that off. What I'll do is I'll cut that off with a saw after it's dried. Tomorrow or the next day. I was going to do tool time, but I could do that on Thursday, I think. Dude, I made a mess. Well, that works. So, anyway, the thing that was not locking up, you can see right here, it's drilling a hole. These teeth aren't catching all the way. I think it's because, well, this is supposed to be used for a punch, for one. But I think it is because I didn't take it, punch it in there and make the grooves. It gouged, but there's a remedy for that, and that's that thing right there. This thing here goes on here. And I should have put that on. Once you center it, and then, because this is the side you're going to be gouging. That's why you want to put it on this side. When you want to hollow it out, this is the side. You don't want to put it on the side that has the bottom. This is the side. That would center it a little bit better, and I wouldn't have the issue. So I kind of screwed up a little bit. It doesn't matter. It just depends on which preference. I've done it both ways. So, you know, it is what it is. Now I got to clean up my mess. But here's the other thing. It goes all over here, too. So that's why I say a lot of times this thing is so messy, it's ridiculous. Now, I keep this side clean because I'm walking back and forth to the trains. And I have people come down here all the time, especially little kids. They're going to make sure that this is halfway clean. They come down here to play with the trains. So, yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I can never seem to keep this clean enough. It's like it's just so dirty, you know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed tonight. Oh, the other thing I got here is this. The other day when I was gouging out that bowl, that laid valve, this thing, you're using 3-inch Forstner. This thing works out great. It do get everywhere. The one that's really bad is Purple Heart. Now that one you want to wear a mask at. So. Anyway. I hope you enjoyed tonight. Appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to me, go ahead and subscribe. It'll tell you when I'm on. And I promise that I'll have notices on here letting people know when I'm going to be on. I just haven't done it. I'm working on trying to get my stuff off of Facebook. So, anyway, you guys have a great night, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys the next day or two. Okay? Thanks again for watching the Dutchman's Wood Shack. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them. If you want to see kind of different content, let me know. It's spring, so I'm going to be doing how to make a birdhouse out of pallets. So, guys, see you later.